Good morning. This video is going to go over some of the most common requests we've gotten in the last week or so. Things on your computer that have changed. We're just going to cover what those changes are and how they work. So the first one we're going to go over is Microsoft Office. Some of you are still using Microsoft Office. Now that's fine. We really need you to start switching over to Google Docs and Google Drive if you're not using them yet, because Microsoft Office will be going away in a couple of years. I mean, it'll, for everybody except probably the business office and the administrators, will expect you to switch over to Google Drive, because we've had it in place for 9 years now, so it's time. So here's how to install it if you absolutely need it right now. First, you'll go to office.com. That's Microsoft Office's web portal. Now, every one of you as a staff member has access to office.com and can install it themselves. So in the upper right hand corner, you're going to see sign in. Click on that button and you will get a window that says ask for your email address. Type in your general's email address and then type in your general's password and click sign in. And you can uncheck that or check it, it's up to you. Then click yes, stay signed in. When it first loads, you're going to see this screen. Yours will look just a little bit different than mine, but the layout is similar. In the upper right hand corner, you're going to see install apps. Click on that button and click on the top one that says Microsoft 365 apps. On this screen, you'll click got it, and depending on your computer, you'll either see the downloads bar down here, or you'll see a little circle with an arrow in it up here that shows you that it's downloading. So we'll let it download here quick. I'm going to speed through the video. Okay, we're back and it is downloaded and it's right here. Now I can either click on it here to download it, or I can go to my downloads folder and click on it to download it. So I'm just going to do it right here and I'll walk you through the installation process. So when the install window pops up, this screen is what you'll see. You'll type in continue, you'll continue again, you will click agree, you will click on customize. Don't click on install yet, click on customize. We want you to uncheck Outlook and OneDrive and then click install. You'll have to type in your password and then click on install software. It's going to install it here, and this process takes, when you get this window, always click OK. It's going to install. I'm going to speed up the video so you don't have to watch all this. Be right back. Okay, once you're done installing, you're going to get this window telling you it was successful. Click the close button and you can click on move to trash. Then go down to your applications folder. And you're going to see all of the Google apps listed. Click on any one of them. I'm going to do Microsoft Word. The first time it opens, these are my documents, but the first time it opens, you're going to see a login window again. That login window, you need to enter your general's email address, your full general's email address. Click next and then type in your general's email password. Once you do that, it will open up Microsoft Word and it will license that version of Microsoft Office to your general's email address. From that point, you're good to go, and any other Microsoft Office applications that you open, like Excel, OneNote, PowerPoint, Teams, etc., you won't have to type in your email address and password again. It will just save it. The first time you install Microsoft Office, you're also going to see this Microsoft Auto Update. Check the box here, check for updates. It'll check for updates to see if anything needs updated, and it'll install them if it needs to, and then you can close it. So that's Microsoft Office. The next one we're going to go over is this downloads link you guys saw in the bottom right hand corner. If you're used to seeing the downloads bar at the bottom, I'll show you how to turn that on. If you have the latest version of Chrome, you're probably going to see a circle up here with a down arrow on it. That's what Chrome has changed the downloads button to. They've removed the bottom downloads bar, but I'm going to show you how to put it back. So open up a new tab on your computer and type in this address. When you type in that address, it's going to open this window. You're going to see enabled download bubble highlighted. You want to change this from disabled to enabled, and then click on the relaunch button. That's going to close Chrome completely. It will reopen it, and from that point on, when you download something, you're going to see the downloads bar back at the bottom again, and the little circle with the arrow will be removed. It'll be gone. If you want it back, you can always go back to this address, click here and change it back to disabled or default, and it will remove your downloads bar when you download something and put it back up here in the address bar. Okay, the next one we're going to go over is adding Google Drive to the Finder window. So if you look at your Finder window, on the left hand side you're going to see I have two Google Drive icons listed. Now, those aren't listed by default. This is something you have to add, and here's how to do it. You'll go up to Finder and you'll click on Settings, Sidebar. On the left hand side towards the bottom you're going to see one that says Cloud Storage. If you uncheck that, you're going to see it disappears. If you check it, it's going to add your Google Drive to the sidebar. That's how you add that. And the reason it's nice to have it there is instead of going up to Google Drive icon and getting to any of it that way, or opening up your web browser and going to Google Drive, that way you can access it all from within the Finder window. So I just go to my drive, and any of these that I open is just going to open in the right app. If I click on any of the Google ones, it'll open in Google Chrome. If I open an actual Windows doc or a Microsoft Word doc, it'll open in Microsoft Word, etc. It's a quick way to get to stuff. Next one we're going to go over is adding the volume icon to the Finder bar. Now this used to be pretty easy. You see I've got the volume icon up there. It's now moved to a different location and people are having trouble finding it. So first go up and click on the apple and open up System Settings. If you're used to the older versions, macOS, this used to say System Preferences. Now it says System Settings. Go ahead and click on that to open it. When System Settings opens up, this little search bar up here is extremely handy. Type in the word volume and you're going to see show volume in the menu bar. Go ahead and click on that and we'll go up to the top. This is a list of all the items that will appear up in your Finder bar that you can change. So let's go down to sound. You see mine says always show in the menu bar. By default yours probably says show when active, so it's gone. So to make it up there and stay up there, change that to always show in the menu bar, and you can always change your volume from up here. Okay, another one is Bluetooth. You can always remove that or add it. I like having it up there. Wi-Fi is the same way. Screen mirroring, that one I would change to always show in the menu bar, and that's it. Honestly, if you take a look at my list here, this is how I would have you set everything up to make it easier to get to. Next one I'm going to show you is Caffeine. Before, when you had Caffeine running, you had the option to turn it on so that it would start every time the computer boots. With the new version of macOS Ventura that you all have on your machines, you no longer have that option, so we have to manually add it. Here's how to do that. So again, you go up to the Apple, click on System Settings. Up at the top, search for Login Items. Click on Open at Login. Now you see right now we don't have Caffeine listed, so we're going to add it. So click on the plus button. We'll go to Applications, we'll scroll down and select Caffeine, and then click on the Open button. Now Caffeine is listed. So every time I boot my computer now, Caffeine will automatically start and should have the status of the last time I used it. So it should be enabled. The next one we're going to cover is secure print. On your computers by default, a few years ago when we set up the new copiers, secure print was supposed to be turned on, and we had it turned on, but it didn't work. Now it's working, and a lot of people hate it. So secure print means that when you go to print something, it's going to prompt you for a document ID, which you can put anything in for, and it's going to prompt you for a passcode. When you enter that information and hit print, it'll send it to the copier, but it won't print it. This is in place for things like things the administrators need to print that they don't want just sitting on the copier for a while, or our district sped teachers, if they have confidential information they have to print, they would use this feature. But as a regular staff member, you may not want to do secure print every time. We certainly encourage you to, because it prevents having a pile of papers on the copier when people go in there to pick up their stuff, which is highly irritating to a lot of users, including myself. So I'm still going to show you how to turn it off. So to turn off secure print, you'll want to go to the Apple icon, click on System Settings. You'll scroll all the way to the bottom, click on Printers and Scanners. You'll click on the copier, any of the copiers, the one you want to turn it off on. You'll click on Options and Supplies. You'll click on Options, and on this little window you have one that says Secure Print Only. On the original setup video, it told you to click that button. To turn off Secure Print, you'll want to uncheck that box, click OK, done, and now you'll be able to print. But here, there's one more step you need to take. If you are in, say, Microsoft Word, when you go through this step, you will have to completely quit Microsoft Word and then reopen it before this unchecking secure print will actually work. Any apps you have open at the time will need to be closed and reopened before turning off secure print will work. So the next time you open up that app and go to print, you won't be prompted for the document ID and passcode. So the next one we're going to go over is one-sided printing. So we're going to go back to Microsoft Word. I'll use that as an example. This works in any app that you print from. We'll do test print. So now when I go to print that, we'll get this printer window. Now we need to go and change our default settings. It's going to look a little bit different in the other apps, but everything's laid out the same. So we want to go to, I believe it's printer options. And layout finish. We want to change that to one-sided. By default it will print two-sided, which is what it's supposed to do. You'll click OK. Now it's set to print one-sided. If I was to print that, the next time I go to print, it's going to revert back to two-sided printing. So I'm going to show you how to make a preset so that you can easily change that without having to go through all the settings. So you'll change it to one-sided, then you'll go up to default settings, and you'll click on save current setting as a preset. You'll see I've already got one there. We're going to do another one as an example. Save current settings as a preset. I'm going to call this one-sided. If I wanted to apply that to just the high school copy, I would check that button. If I wanted it to apply it to all the printers in my list, I would click all printers and click OK. So the next time I go to print, I will click on one-sided and then print, and it'll print that document one-sided. Now if I print this way as one-sided, I will print it. You'll see it prints. Now the next time I go to print something, you're going to see it saves the last preset that I used. So you won't have to go in and change that every time. It will save it from the last time you printed. So that's it for now. That's all of them. If you have any questions, please let us know. Thank you.